What's up, man? It's your guy. Now, let's talk about what y'all really want to talk about. Biggie and Nas, the two biggest MCs in New York history. Okay, what happened? Why did Nas say, y'all don't know about my Biggie wars? Who you thought kicking the door was for? Let me explain to y'all what that meant. See, back then, Biggie was the man. Biggie was the one. Nas was cool with Diddy, and he was cool with Big. You know, once Big blew and started blowing up and getting large, they had a problem. Okay? And the problem was Nas is once again put in the middle between two of his friends, which was Ray from the Wu-Tang and Ghost and Biggie. What was happening is there was a show they was doing, like Junior Mafia and all them was there, and Big and Puff was there, and Craig Mack was gonna perform, and somebody else is performing. But long story short, Ray, Ghost, a couple of the Wu people there, and then they got Biggie them, and there's Biggie them table. You know, they got the wine, the Moet, they got the bottles, like, and they got the girls that, like, they own some player stuff, and he got on the Dobbs hat with, like, the little Coogee design shirt, sweater on, and everybody, you know, and like Ray and Ghost, they the ones who looked at it and started hating. Like, oh, now this dude want to get on, you know, want to pop a little champagne. That's what all this was about, was from that club, when they all went there for that spot, like an actor spot. So all the hate was coming from that. You know, don't front for me, you know, because they was used to be tight. You know, like Big was broke at one time. So yeah, he didn't always have the Dobb hat on and everything else, but just because he put it on don't mean nothing. You know, and he was like, man, they playing the player role. And then Craig Mack, at this time, Craig Mack was like, you know, like wondering what's going on with his success. All of this was brewing at the last moments, and they supposedly had worked out a deal, so they was going to work out with Craig Mack. Craig Mack was going to have his second album come out. Everything was getting ready to go in this motion. But when they started trying to creatively change Craig Mack into this, like, being a player type songs and club like songs, he didn't want to do it. So they restructured and let him out of his deal. But what happened was Nas was building such a buzz because when Ray and them album came out, Big was like starting the motion of telling everybody, and it was the truth, Nas had the tightest verse on the whole album. And that's why when they came out with the album and they dissing him and they heard Shark niggas, he's like, man, these broke, dusty niggas, you know, Big Big would go in like, man, these broke, dusty dudes, I can't believe these dudes. And see, y'all missed these, when he was talking about what's beef, he was dissing like Ray and Ghost a lot on Life After Death. Y'all was grimy in the early 90s. Fall behind me, it ain't hard to find me. So that's what he was talking about. When he keeps talking about how these broke dudes was all broke and dusty, and now they trying to follow him into the player mode with the champagne and the wine and everything else. That's why Big was calling them hypocrites. Like, dude, you guys, see, y'all thought all these shots was going at Pac every time Big said a line, which it really wasn't. There was a line of people hating on Big, and he was, this goes out to you, and you, and you, and you. As you can see, if you remember the Only Built for Cuban Links, you know, they sitting there, they holding the bottles. You know, they got the bottles or whatever they drinking, champagne bottles up. They got like the feast at the table with the gold on. And then they coming out with songs like Ice Cream. You know what I'm saying? It was a hit. And it was like, dude, like you criticizing this man, and now you didn't change. First you got swords and with a ski mask on. Now you wallaby champ, you know. So Big was just trying to point him out in the songs, and even on Kicking the Door. It's like, listen to Ready to Die, listen, studied it. Now you want some money, successful out the blue. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And he was talking to all these dudes because Nas ended up like basically going over Big. Because when he came out with the Kool G rap verse, that was it. Him and Kool G did the video. Nas had a buzz that was out this world. So whenever song he was coming with an album, the new Nas album was going to be cold. That's why they went and put all this production in the Nas when he came out, because he had such a buzz that appearing on everybody else's album. The AZ album, you know, it's like, man, AZ and Nas, and then Nas come out, but it was written. And then they had the Lauren on there, blew everything out the water. He outsold Big. So he was the new king of New York. And then when he threw that line, there's one life, one love, so there can only be one king. You know, he was throwing a shot at Big, but he was bragging. It was used as the promotion for the album. That line. One life, one love, one king. And Big was like, no, he didn't. So he was just joking because Nas is his guy. All the guys that's rapping, Nas is the only one he thought was nice. He liked Meth out of the Wu. He didn't really deal with nobody else. Meth was nice to him. He never felt Ray and Ghost. No, not one of their rap styles. And he Big was like, oh, they ain't touching me. Like Big, like, I'll put a hole in them. Like lyrically, put a hole in them. They couldn't hold weight with him. And that's his exact words, y'all. I put a hole in him. That's what Big say about any rapper who want to battle him. I put a hole in him. I will end your career thinking you could try to be a rapper. I put a hole in him. So that's his slang. Now listen, when this all laid out and was getting ready to come down, Big called Nas and was like, oh, man, he couldn't get through because Nas was busy at the time. He was really busy. It wasn't like he was blowing him off. So Big called him a couple of times and was like, oh, okay, now he felt he made it. You know, he was calling to congratulate him. Like, okay, yeah, you done took over the spot, but I'm coming back. You know, it was like, now you sold this million, I'm gonna sell 5. Forget that. 5's the minimum. But when Nas didn't return his calls and nothing, Big was like, oh, okay. This dude really feeling it. So let me go in the studio and I'm gonna let him have a little bit. And he let him have a little bit. On a couple of songs, you know. Let him know, like, hey, man, I'm still Big. And if you got Life After Death, you know which songs these are. So, after that, you know, it was nothing. Basically, he still gave him shouts out and props in the album, but there's no real beef. But the thing is, with Ray and Ghost, he just didn't like them dudes. Bottom line, Ray and Ghost, I love them to death. They made one of the best albums ever. Still some illest MCs in the game, but they were haters. Flat out haters. Mostly Raekwon. Ray is the biggest hater. Ghost is just, that's my guy Ray. You know what I'm saying? So Ray don't like him, I don't like him either. Screw him. But Ray's a hater. It is what it is. He has always been that way, and that's just it. Man, he ain't nice. I'm nice. And Ray's nice. I mean, I like Ray's style. A lot of people use it similar to G-Raps a little bit. So G-Rap, Nas, Ray, they kind of got the same type of style. Biggie's style was a lot different. And for them to try to say, man, this nigga, you biting your style, biting your album cover, trying to be you, Nas. You know, this is how stuff starts. And when Biggie was pointing out the fact, like, dude, you guys all stole off Nas, and you guys trying to be like Nas. Now, Nas had the hottest verse on your album. He was creating division. You know, and that's why they was like, man, he trying to start stuff and create division between everybody. And Nas was the guy that was caught in the middle. So with him, like with Mobb Deep and everybody else, like they was more cool with Big. Like Mob Crew, they love Biggie. Mobb Deep, they was like, yo, Biggie the man. You know, he bringing the East Coast back. We love that. So and he didn't get on New York, and they was like, man, I knew Big probably wouldn't get on it, you know, but we needed to put that out anyway to say, you know, we doing something. But, you know, Big at a point where he can't afford to get on that track and do this and that. So it was alright, you know, that he didn't get on it. But he wanted to be on it. So that's what people forget about Big, or they didn't know. Big's an MC, y'all. He's an MC to the core. He will get in a cipher and it's nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell people. He was turned into an artist, but he was always an MC, better than he would ever be an artist. And he would wanted to be on the record, but you know he couldn't be. So when he came out with Long Kiss Goodnight, it is the same beat from LA. To let you know, I wanted to be on the track. I couldn't get on the track, but I'm gonna do my thing on the same beat of LA. So that was that. But there's no Biggie Nas beef. But like I keep telling y'all put the label beef on everything. It was more Ray and Ghost and Biggie with the disdain for each other. Nas and Big thing was a competitive thing. Like, okay, now I sold this many. Let's see what you do now. Can you outsell me? And that's what Big was like. I'm finna come back heavy. Then we'll see if Nas can outsell me again. It was on that scale. It was never on anything other than with him. Because they respected each other as MCs. And they definitely had two different type of styles. You know, and here's the thing. Jay, this is why Pac gravitate more to like who was the bigger, better artist, Pac or Biggie. Nas gravitates more to Pac because they're similar in their styles. Biggie's style was more favored by somebody like Jay-Z. Jay would definitely like Big's type of MCing style. But Big is more complex when he want to be. Big have more range, creativity, everything. Jay was somebody who could follow somebody who had the creativity, the vision. He could talently come by and follow you and mimic and take from that and put it with his little flavor. That's what Jay is. And that's how he's always been through his career. That's why I try to tell you, I don't look at it as a knock or a diss on Jay-Z. I really don't. I listen to Jay just like I listen to Nas. I don't think it's a knock. It's just what he's good at. You know, you have somebody who can sing and is good at singing songs like Alicia Keys, but Alicia Keys don't write the songs. There's somebody who writes the songs, who had the vision of what these songs should be like, but they can't perform them. Somebody else has to sing them. They have the voice to do it. Nobody criticizes them. A lot of songs Michael Jackson didn't write himself. Somebody else wrote the lyrics to these songs, and Michael Jackson sung them. You see what I'm saying? I hope y'all are getting this and getting the understanding that that's how Jay-Z works. Sometimes his ideas are not accustomed to what's going on in today's times. He's too old to be caught up what's going on with the young dudes, so you gotta have young dudes around you so you can know what the slang, the lingo, what's going on. So if they're making a track and it could be hot, and now Jay want to get on the track and make it a Jay-Z featuring this guy that you didn't know track, and now it's hot because it's got the slang and the verbiage everybody else is using. You know, that's what he does. Kanye make a beat, I think I told y'all that. but he steals a lot. And there's a difference from that and then just flat out stealing. He knew Biggie when Biggie passed. A lot of people did not know the Black Album was Biggie's album. Okay? This was Biggie's idea. He wanted to release a black album with no writings, no production credits, who wrote no songs, no title for the songs. He wanted to make a black tape. The whole tape is black. Everything is black. There's nothing. The case is black. It don't have any names, no promotion, nothing. And put it out there and let people play it. That was Biggie's idea. But Jay took it, made it like it's his, and I don't think I've ever heard him say, this is an idea I got from Biggie. Biggie's idea was to do the Black Album. And I kind of took that from him when he passed on. I don't hear him give Biggie his props for the Black Album, because he stole it. That's what's the difference. Honoring somebody is like, man, I'm using his verses to play homage to my boy. Everybody do that. You throw something from way back when, so people can remember, showing respects to Lottie Dottie, show respects back to Rapper's Delight. Everybody do that. They pay dues back to those who in the past before you. But when you start using verses that's never been released by the artist, except for on like maybe a mixtape, it wasn't even released yet, and you was using those verses, you weren't paying homage. You was stealing. I mean, I would know, because I'm hip hop. I know you know the laws. You know what's right and wrong, what you can do and what you can't do, and how you doing it and how you not doing it. Until where people be like, all right, that's cool. Until like, man, that ain't cool. And it was a lot of tension. People didn't know about him using Big's lyrics and the way he was using them. Like, man, he using them like they his lyrics. See, people know, man. I mean, and once Nas put everything on the table, that just let everybody know what was what. But Jay is a great artist. He can go out there and perform songs and take from other people and make songs great. That's why he was able to have so much longevity in the game, because he's nice at what he does. But he will never, ever, 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 ever be, Jay-Z fans, he will never be the greatest rapper of all time. All his creativity and everything was gone with Reasonable Doubt. But did he still make great songs? Absolutely. Absolutely he did. So, y'all got a little bit more than what y'all expected on this one. But I'm out.